Good afternoon. You're listening to the Mother's Justice Show on 11:50 a.m. KKNW. I'm your host, Reverend Walden. It's my joy to be on the air. And I guess you noticed that the weather has changed. We might not get another 70-degree day until next April or May. So I hope you're getting out your long johns. And some people might get some snow up there if they go up Highway 2. Maybe this week for snow lovers. I watched the snow from a window, safe inside. Well, today is my son's Hiram's birthday. Hiram Clark, Walden Salisbury. And he passed in the spirit 2005, the day after my birthday, January 5th. And so we're going to dedicate this show to him. And it'll be available on our podcast later on. And also some updates. That Mother's Justice Breakfast, our 11th one, is going to be on November 9th at the Royal Esquire Club from 7 to 9 a.m. And the information is on Mother's website, and it's Mothers with an S for policeaccountability.org. You can get it there. And research also, it should be an event on Facebook also. And it might be on Twitter and some of those other places that other platform. So, yeah, I today is a subdued, happy day because I just had a baby, and actually he was born on a Monday, early on a Monday morning, and Deaunte is here. I'll bring him on in a minute, but he was born early on a Monday morning, and way out in California. Then I went home to Florida. But so I'm going to bring my first guest on here today as we talk about Hiram. And he doesn't know Hiram, but he loves Hiram just because he loves Hiram. Hi, how you doing, Deaunte? You want to unmute yourself?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Hi.
Yeah, come on in here. And we'll just before you get started, we got a lot of music. So we want to just kind of play some of Hiram's songs. So we're going to take a little quick break here and play a little Hiram song, and then we'll come back and talk to Deaunte. Thank you. Listen to Mother's Justice Show. We'll be right back.
Market Street Shoes is happy to sponsor the Mother's Justice Show in honor of our mother, Jackie Higgins Rosebrook, who spent her life fighting for social justice, and also in honor of all mothers who fight for social justice. Market Street Shoes, fashionable footwear and apparel for life's everyday adventures, in the heart of Ballard since 2006. Visit marketstreetshoes.com.
The Mother's Justice Show is brought to you by H.G. Walden and the Virtues Healing Circles. Join us for Wisdom and Wellness with Reverend Walden, a monthly virtual and in-person healing circle that focuses on community healing and growth. Learn more at virtueshealing.com. That's virtueshealing.com. Also, be sure to join our healing group on Facebook. Again, visit us at virtueshealing.com today.
Conversation you won't find on the rest of the dial. Alternative Talk 1150.
Yeah, if you just tuned in to Mother's Justice Show, it is Mother's Justice Show. And today is Hiram's birthday, and so as the show or host and platform here, we celebrating Hiram's birthday, and somebody loves you, baby. Yes. That. Somebody loves you, baby. Hey, welcome, Deaunte. Somebody loves you, baby. And that makes you feel good.
It really, really does. And just hear it as we were listening, y'all, just if you could see her, because I see her right now, just see a smile on your face. It's just amazing.
Oh, yeah. Hiram lived his whole life out as and it wasn't easy. He came out when he was in high school and in the closet in those days, but came on out and spent his whole life out. Born in 1967 and passed in 2005. Just almost out of his 30s. I was about 38. I'd gone on 39. So anyway, just remembering Hiram in a good way.
Absolutely. I'm just happy just to be here. Over the years and moving back home, I have I've always had relationships with the Salisbury family in some which of way. It was Khan as I was a kid, when I was being teased in school. He was giving me the flyers to pass around to his parties. And just teaching us how to show up for ourselves, me and some other queer community members, and then working on the show with O and doing you are a matriarch in community, so we always are in advocacy spaces. But it's just that fight that you've ingrained in your kids. I just know that Hiram had to be a fighter. Just because of knowing who your kids are, Tunde too. Just knowing, it's just an amazing thing just to know that he was a fighter. There's such a history and so many community members who have lost their lives, right? Sometimes we have in our Black community, we don't talk about them. It's like they kind of go far away. But what I love so much about your family is that you talk about Hiram as if he is still here. And I love it. I love it.
Well, he is still here.
Yeah.
He went, death is that it's a changing of view. But the energy, the spirit is always here. Because we came as a spirit and we leave as a spirit. We are a spiritual being having a human experience in a body that one day will be shedded. We get to be here for a short time, and we don't know how long that short time. Sometimes it's 100 years for some people.
Yeah.
And all the babies that was born today did not live. Some mothers went home without their babies. So that's how life is.
Even within the LGBTQ community, we thankful for mothers like yourself who helped house our community members that were LGBTQIA, for house them so then they could be able to find their voice, right? Without judgment, and giving the kids what they needed, right? They needed that mother. They needed that peace.
Yeah, in those days it was just gay and lesbian.
Gay,
so
right.
now it's a crowd, and that's okay. But it was really easy to say, and for us the code word was in the community. So that's what we said. Oh yeah, he's in the community, and everybody knew what we were talking about. But it wasn't easy for Black people to be different. But one of the things that I always knew is that God, Reverend Hall had the church, Sojourner Truth, and her motto was God was love, and love is for everyone. And she had this church that was friendly for people in the community, and she funeralized a lot of folks who died from AIDS, because the Black churches, they can be what they want to do today, but in the 80s and 90s they were not that.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's still hard, right? We are still going through that. The majority of the homeless youth out right now in this nation are homeless Black, gay, lesbian, bisexual, trans folks in community. So I work for an organization called Vocal, which we're working towards policy change, still advocating for community members that are living with HIV, that are going through mass incarceration, that are dealing with homelessness. So it's just really important that we continue to remember the stories of Hiram.
Yeah.
To remember the stories.
That's
remember
right.
the stories of Hiram.
Yeah.
And how do we continue the legacy? And it's that type of fight that your family has. I'm being out there in Olympia.
And I see that the broker Tunde just dialed in here, and he'll chime in. But the other thing though that we're doing, Chukundi, we have a scholarship that's named, that we've been raising money for. It's coming back out after COVID, but so hey Tune, unmute yourself. Oh, he'll get on there one minute. Let me just text him, but he's on. Maybe he just.
Yeah.
Well, So it's just nice to see how the winds have changed, but also oh, he's still connecting. Okay, he's still connecting. Okay, but to see that the prejudice hasn't gone away. I mean, to think that people that think that Creator don't love other people, and what I wish that our community could understand, what I wish that what I wish that our community could understand, what the Native Americans do. They believe in two spirits. Before the Europeans came, it was a place in their community that sometimes a person is born with one spirit and another spirit comes out, and they weren't ostracized until they came with Christianity. See, but Hiram was and I'm glad you're doing the work. I'm glad that you're doing the work. It's like it's cool.
The thing is, you can't, when you're doing the work, like I ain't doing it by myself,
Right.
It is community folks that have been able to put you in spaces, and it's not just community. The queer community is just always forever grateful for the Salisbury family, y'all, and Walden family, because y'all created so much space for us. When I think about people like Coach that is doing the cutting up entertainment, and also the gigs entertainment, he's working hand in hand with Kun. And then it's also Omari helping me in the areas of the show, with We Live in Color, which highlighted Black LGBTQ folks, and still just highlight LGBTQ folks already. And it's like, as we are doing that, we are reminded of some of the ones that we have lost, but make sure we ingrain in our folks that we have here today, that somebody loves them,
Yeah, isn't that a nice theme song? Somebody loves you,
so
baby.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it is. Another one of Hiram songs, I didn't put it on the list today, is that We Fall Down, But We Get Up.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah. A saint is just a sinner who got up. Yeah, a saint is just a sinner who got up. So, so anyway, I think we got another song there we can play as Tunde is still trying to connect. Oh, he's on right now, but we'll just go ahead and take another break because we got music here today.
I want to hear some music. That's what I want to hear.
I love music, man. So anyway, so we take a little short break here and then come back and Tune will be on. That's Hiram's middle brother, Tunde Salisbury. So we'll be right back. We'll play another song.
Okay.
Yeah.
Market Street Shoes is happy to sponsor the Mother's Justice Show in honor of our mother, Jackie Higgins Rosebrook, who spent her life fighting for social justice, and also in honor of all mothers who fight for social justice. Market Street Shoes, fashionable footwear and apparel for life's everyday adventures, in the heart of Ballard since 2006. Visit marketstreetshoes.com.
The Mother's Justice Show is brought to you by H.G. Walden and the Virtues Healing Circles. Join us for Wisdom and Wellness with Reverend Walden, a monthly virtual and in-person healing circle that focuses on community healing and growth. Learn more at virtueshealing.com. That's virtueshealing.com. Also, be sure to join our healing group on Facebook. Again, visit us at virtueshealing.com today.
An alternative to everything else on your radio dial. Alternative Talk 1150.
Good afternoon. You're listening to the Mother's Justice Show on 1150 AM KKNW, Seattle. I'm your host, Reverend Walden, and I'm having a good time. You wonder why? It's my son's birthday, Hiram. He's in spirit, and we're just giving joy for his life. So anyway, Deaunte is on, and now Tunde, his middle brother. How you doing, Tune?
I'm doing well. How about yourself, Mom?
Oh, I'm doing, you know what? Hey, who loves you, baby?
You already know.
Who loves you, baby?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So what you got to say about Hiram? I was telling Deaunte about the people he brought home. Robert Wright, and I can't remember all of them, but it was a lot of them. So maybe one day we'll get a list of all the folks he used to bring in there.
Oh, yeah. Hiram would just grab them up off the street, man. They would always have a home with us. But, I definitely was calling in just to honor my big bro. Definitely cherish him, and I miss him. Definitely miss the Indian fry bread.
Hold on. What's that? What is that?
Uh, Hiram used to make us the Indian fry bread when we were kids, and it's really what it sounds like. It's just Indian fry bread. A lot of the tribes around here make it up, and can definitely get it at the powwows. But that's something that I always remember that he did for us when we were kids.
Yeah, and you could put gobs of jelly on it. Okay, he left that part off. It'd be dripping hot with jelly on it.
Yeah, and one thing too, though, is man, Hiram was a great uncle, especially
Yes.
For the kids. I mean, the ones who really got the benefit the most was Acacia and Little O. You know,
Right.
my daughter was a little younger. She doesn't remember Hiram as much, but he was around, you know, when she was 4 and 5 years old as well. So it was just a great thing. You know, just miss my brother.
And he potty trained, Omi's son, and used to cook for him because he used to love to cook. I mean, he could throw down when he got ready. Yeah, he could definitely throw down. I mean, him and Tunde can throw down. I used to cook. I'm a used to cook. I used to cook.
Yeah, but yeah, he was definitely my guy. And one thing that I love about Hiram to this day, he shows up in spirit. He shows up when he's called, or even when he's not called.
I was literally telling Reverend Walden earlier, like how all you brothers in Reverend Walden is just when something is happening in community, no matter where you are at, you still speak existence into your brother's legacy. Especially with a lot of us queer community folks that are working in community tirelessly. And it's just so appreciated. I do want to ask too, like you grew up with him and y'all say so much about him being a fighter in community. And watching him overcome adversity, what was that process like for you, Tunde, as a middle brother?
Well, it was just surprising at first. I learned about Hiram's his road when we were young in the '80s. It was a whole different thing. There wasn't this type of acceptance. Obviously, there's a lot to go right now, but I mean, it's a lot further acceptance-wise than it was in, say, the early to mid '80s. Yeah, I watched my brother fight every day. The best thing about it is he was a black belt in Tai Chi. So that part, nobody was going to take advantage of him physically, but it was definitely a mental battle. And I always said today, man, if he was here today, man, he would be stunting. I mean, stunting for real. I'm glad that I got to see that. Definitely changed my outlook on life and different people and the choices they make. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the legacy that Hiram has left. I'm grateful for being able to see it up close and personal. And, I'm happy that I was there. And I was happy that I was there for him in life and in transition as well.
Yeah, because Tunde was working on the East Coast when we found out that Hiram was in the hospital, and he came and took over my business, and then he became a partner in that business and was working for me, and then we were working for each other. But and I was able to spend a semester of care with Hiram from August 2004 to January 5th, 2005. I never left his side, and Tunde made that he made that possible. So we still had income because I was helping I owned eye care service, and then we together we owned eye care service at one time. And so I always went to acknowledge the fact that he gave up what he was doing on the East Coast to come back, so that I could spend a semester of care. Because down south it's a semesters. Down south colleges start in August and end in December and start a new one in January. So I just say I had a semester of care, and Tunde made that possible by taking over and working every day so that my income would not dry up and we could have income.
Yeah, well, Mom, I'm in between patients right now,
Okay,
so I'm gonna go
okay.
ahead and hop off. But Deaunte, thank you for being here and being a moderator with my mom. And
Yeah.
thank you for all the support.
All right.
And,
All right. Thank you, son. Thank
all
you.
right, Mom.
Have a blessed
Loving you.
We're loving you. Thank you.
All right. Bye,
Yeah.
Hiram.
All right. Bye. I say bye. Yeah, we keep Hiram alive. I mean, he's activated. Why not? I mean, it's like you don't have to have all this. I mean, it is sad when somebody leaves us. Okay, there's a hole that will never be filled, and especially in the time that Hiram left, because he wasn't doing selfies. It's not no Facebook lives, and what you miss most when people make their transition is their voice. I don't have a recording. I mean, and so you miss their voice. But nowadays, people do have voice. I mean, like the untimely death of Pickett. I mean, and then his wife was having to close a shop and all of this stuff. But all those videos about them. So his children will hear his voice, and his children will know him through the videos that Converge Media did, and then with Africa Town. See, and that's the beauty of that we can all leave here one day. Mm-hmm. But how do you leave, and that kind of stuff. And so I'm always glad. Not glad, that's a bad word, but I'm always so empowered in this day and age that people can, when they move on, at least their family members got videos, and sometimes they got so many videos they don't know what to do because they got the birthday parties, they got this, they got the Christmases.
Mm-hmm. They have the Christmases, and that's why your family as well as other families here have inspired me with the work that I'm doing with Vocal to partner with the National Black History Museum here, Spokane, and Babes Network and Art. For December 1st, we're going to be doing a World AIDS Day event to highlight some of our lost loved ones, and put that in so then it's ingrained in the space. So it's just been so then we can be able to highlight those community folks that
right. Yeah, and that's really great, to be able to do that. I think I still got some more music here. If I still got a little bit I left, so we're gonna take a little break here, play some more music on the Mother's Justice Show. You listen to me on 1150 AM KKNW. We're having a party today.
Yes,
it's Hiram's
give me
birthday.
another good song, Reverend Walden. What you got?
But we're having a party, and when we come back on, we'll bring on Chukundi Salisbury. So we'll listen to a little bit more Hiram's get down music.
Okay, they gotta see you dancing. She dancing, y'all. Y'all can't see it, but she's been dancing all morning.
Of course. Yeah,
Market Street Shoes is happy to sponsor the Mother's Justice Show in honor of our mother, Jackie Higgins Rosebrook, who spent her life fighting for social justice, and also in honor of all mothers who fight for social justice. Market Street Shoes, fashionable footwear and apparel for life's everyday adventures, in the heart of Ballard since 2006. Visit marketstreetshoes.com.
The Mother's Justice Show is brought to you by H.G. Walden and the Virtues Healing Circles. Join us for Wisdom and Wellness with Reverend Walden, a monthly virtual and in-person healing circle that focuses on community healing and growth. Learn more at virtueshealing.com. That's virtueshealing.com. Also, be sure to join our healing group on Facebook. Again, visit us at virtueshealing.com today.
Seattle, Tacoma, Antwerp. That's right. We're streamed worldwide on our app and on the web at 1150kknw.com.
Oh, good afternoon. You're listening to the Mother's Justice Show on 1150 AM KKNW. I'm your host, Reverend Walden. Today is my birthday. Today is my son's birthday. My birthday, too. Hiram, he passed away in 2005. And so we're celebrating his life today and remembering him and only way that we could. And we're going to bring on Chukundi now, Salisbury. So hello, Chukundi. You want to unmute yourself? Got to unmute yourself. Oh, hi, Chukundi Salisbury. How are you doing? Come on through. How you doing? Hey, look at that. Got his hair on. He got his Hiram hair today.
Look good.
Yeah, hey, we having a party. Party down. How you doing?
I'm excellent.
All right.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah. So good to see you.
Yeah. And look, you know what? I've been at the Esquire so long now with those guys. I tend to talk like them now. I say, yeah, it's good to be seen. That's what the old folks say. They say, well, it's good to be seen. Even though I'm only 53, but yeah.
Yeah, Hiram will be 56 today.
Yes, indeed.
So still in that. You know, you don't get grown till you get in your 50s. When you get grown, you get grown when you turn 50. I mean, it's a whole different reality. You can say I've been doing something for a half a century. A half a century. Now, a quarter of a century ain't bad. We'll give it to Deaunte. He's a quarter century plus.
Yeah,
quarter century plus. But when you get to be 50, when you get to be 50, you can tell your mom, well, you know, I really can't talk to you right now. You know, can I call you back? It take a lot to get to
I
that
definitely
point.
can't do that right now.
You ain't 50.
Oh.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, sir, buddy. So we just having a party here, having a good time. Say, who loves you, baby?
Yeah, you know, I always think about Hiram's favorite songs today. On the upside, you know, stuff like, you know, he really liked, you know, Jermaine Stewart was like one of his, I mean, he loved Jermaine Stewart, right? Because Jermaine Stewart had that look. He had, you know, he had his hair pressed, and he had a couple of classics in 19. And I think that's kind of, I mean, I think, I mean, and obviously I don't know, but just from watching Hiram, I think that around that time is when he was like fully embracing like who he wanted to be. And he was like, you know what, I'm not in no closets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Hiram, yeah. And so that was around that time, you know, 1983, 84, 85, right? Is when Hiram was really becoming Hiram. And those songs, I think, really spoke to him, you know. And when we don't have to take our clothes off to have a good time. He used to love singing that song. And then the other one was The Word Is Out. The word is out. The you and I begin it all right. And he used to dance around singing them. And he really wished that he had enough hair because Jermaine Stewart's hair came down to his, you know, almost shoulder length. And he had a whole little look about him. Jermaine Stewart had a real distinctive look. And if you go back, you know, I think that Hiram really wanted that look. Because, you know, a lot of teenagers, they all want to look like one of the stars that they like at the time. And I really think that Jermaine Stewart was a person that Hiram liked to emulate himself. And to that end, he put so many relaxers in his head that he would never get that. You got to, that and I actually have hair and understand the hair. You got to let your hair breathe. You can't chemical it all the time. And Hiram always had a dark and lovely on deck. Right? He was always putting some dark, and he always had a kit. Because anybody that remembers back then, it came in a little kit. And it said dark and lovely on it. And it had all your stuff, you know, you had your, you know, yeah, you know, and obviously I just was watching him do it. I didn't really know what all was in there, you know, till later watching like Malcolm X and what is a no-lie relaxer, you know, and I would say that Howard probably was using some lie because it was burning his hair up, right? So he had his little hair, but he really wanted to, I feel like he wanted to be like Jermaine Stewart. He would dance around to that song and, you know, and he used to say, we don't have to take our clothes off to have a good time, right? And so, yeah, I really, you know, that's the kind of stuff I like to think about for his birthday today. And and then, of course, on the flip side, I talk about this all the time, Deontay, because I'm such an ally in the community and I show up. In fact, I gotta send you the pictures we took at Black Pride.
Yeah, you gotta send me
You know
those.
what I'm saying? So I'm down there hanging out at Black Pride, and I be keeping it real. I mean, of course, everybody's my friends, and especially my bro, coach, and everybody. But I really, at first I gravitated to that community because Hiram brought me there, right? Hiram used to take me to different events in different bars and stuff, and I would go with him, and we might have a drink and stuff, and he loved like showing me off to people, and then like telling them, don't be messing with my brother, and this and that. Like he loved telling people that, and so that's how I met a lot of those people in the scene that maybe was a little bit older than me, like people like Paul Green and Sheila, rest in peace, from Spokane. And I met a lot of those people through Hiram because I was going to stuff. And then, of course, as time went on and Hiram left us, and he just, had a different path during those years before he had left. I ended up, being a DJ for those groups and just because I always wanted to be there. And then after Hiram left, I just continued to, because those is my people, first of all, but then I could always feel Hiram's, I just feel like, Hiram's spirit would be there,
And it is.
Yeah.
And it
It
is.
is, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
no, no.
It's all right. It's
I'm
all
sorry.
good.
I'm just,
Yeah.
and I just, when I was at Pride with Deontay, I like to go, and I was there with people like what's my man named Walker,
Yeah.
Ernest Walker, like that's my guy, man, and all those people. And I just I just know that I feel and I just what, Hiram would be so ready for this time. He was so ahead of his time. Imagine if there was places that he could go and big events downtown and places that he could just shine and be himself. So, I just imagine, and that's why I go for him, and obviously, like I said, I like hanging out. All those people are my friends now too, but I came into the scene, to the community through him. He brought me in, and then of course I just became this ally. But when I go to Pride, and I have my own Pride party, that's what I always think, and I do that for him because imagine what it would be like if he could walk into that room as himself and with all those people wanting to see him and be who he wants to be, right? Because and I always have to remind some of these young people, right? Hiram had to fight his way through. And, imagine a time where Hiram could go anywhere he wanted. And everybody there is happy to see him. He didn't have to fight nobody to get there, just to be accepted, right? And so now you have all of these folks, right? And they have no clue. I mean, well, they do. Obviously, there's a lot of violence going on, especially, with the trans folks and all of that. I get that. But the way that it used to be, where people used to ride around looking for somebody like Hiram to beat up, right? A lot of those things have changed dramatically. And so, and I just wonder, how Hiram would be. And I just like to be in the space and think about and imagine him coming off that elevator. Like, remember how we came off the elevator right there at Pride, Deontay, this year downtown? And the way they had it set up, you walked in and they had the welcome table. And of course, they all know me. So when I walked in, they was, hey, what's up, cuz? And people came, and there's all different people. It's people no matter what they own. You got people that's trans and people that's lesbian and some people that's gay, and then you got other people that's straight and men and women, whatever, non-binary, but they was all like, "What's up?" Right? Like they just was happy to see me and hug me and all of that, and I just, every time I get that love from all those people, I wonder, I wish Hiram could have seen a day like this where he didn't have to have his head on a swivel all the time, like somebody about to come, because that's how it was in the 80s, and people don't remember, but I do, because we used to walk home from Broadway, and Broadway was like that safe haven. But once you got off of Broadway, downtown and other places, if somebody could roll up on you. Yeah. And so, so yeah, I like to think of Hiram singing, and then of course I'd like to think of his courage that he had, and then of course I get sad. You see, I started crying because I know how he would be. Like, imagine the day where he could walk into a Pride, a big Frida show, and just be himself and be on stage. Like Hiram probably would have been on stage hosting something. Like there could have been a whole other path for him. I could see it in my mind, and that's why I get a little emotional about it. A lot of emotional is because I know, and it just, and that kind of chimes into that whole gone too soon. He just was ahead of his time, and it's a shame that he had to, but he came out of that closet like, he refused. And that took a lot of courage, man, back then to had to look like Hiram in 1985 with some jellies on, some tight slacks, and his hair permed out, and a dress shirt with his shirt halfway down with his little taco meat showing, talking about snapping his finger, walking up 23rd and Cherry. That's when the Crips had came. Remember, so like crack, this is the crack would hit, like it was rough. Cats was coming up missing, all the Crips that came up, and in the midst of the height of, like, what some would argue that it's a new height now, but that was the height then for us of violence in the CD and crack, because crack, it just hit everybody like a brick. And so with all that violence that was going on and people trying to stay out the way, Hiram was just flamboyantly out here. And all up and down 23rd and going to Ezell's and going up to Garfield. And so he was just his authentic self. And they talk about all that stuff in these trainings now, and people need to, be able to find their authentic self and the intersectionality of this and intersectionality of that. Hiram was before his time, before, he was all of that. Before it was even something to even talk about. They didn't even have no words for all of that. Yeah. They didn't. And so, anyway, I know I'm coming up on my time, but
you want to just talk about one time you were at work and you saw a sign, a street named, and you had never seen that before?
Well, yeah, so it was actually on that was oh man, I'll see you later, Deaunte. I guess he left.
No, I'm here.
No, he's still here. No, he's still here.
Oh, okay. All right, fam. I need to talk to you too. I'm gonna call you today.
Okay.
But yeah, I guess the story that you would like me to tell is on I believe it was January 5th, because that's the day he left us. It was on January 5th, a few years ago. And of course, that's a somber day for us. Like today's supposed to be a happy day because it's his birthday. But January 5th, I was riding in North Seattle, and I was at work, and I was in the city truck and going to take care of some business on the north end. And I was off of Lake City Way. And of course, I was all thinking about Hiram. I was probably getting ready to post, and I went to turn around over by Dick's, and there's a small street. It's only a few blocks long, and I've been up in Lake City a long time, just moving around, and I never seen this street before, but it was Providence, as we come to call it that day, that Hiram must have been calling to me, because I looked up, and the name of the street is Hiram Place.
Oh, wow.
Hiram Place Northeast. That's a real straight street in Seattle. And like I said, it's only a few blocks long, and it's in Lake City. But to have me notice that street on that day of all days, and to be right there, that is what the definition, if you will, of providence is. And so, yeah, I oftentimes, whenever I'm in North Seattle, even if I'm not particularly that way, I try to drive by Hiram Place just to look at the sign for a second. But yeah, to see that on that day was a pretty amazing moment.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I know you got to go back to.
And I just if I could just get a moment, Kun, I said it before you got on, and I'll say it again. When I think about back in the day, just passing out flyers and trying to teach us how to navigate to even people like myself, and I can speak for the brother because we talk about you all the time, Coach, like the work that you have done and ingrained in us, knowing that we can be anywhere. We appreciate it. We feel it. We walk in a room, we walk in with that same confidence that you speak of how your brother had, and we thank you. We are so grateful for you, Tunde, Reverend Walden, because y'all have really created space for a lot of us to know our voice, know ourselves, to know when we're navigating through these spaces, and when people are tokenizing us, you check that for us. So you know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that, man. And like I said, like we didn't even have a word for that, but that's what Hiram did, was create space, right? He created space for others. He brought people along, right? And yeah, of course, we have the vernacular, if you will, now to really say what that is, right? And like you said, it's creating space and bringing people along and all the terms. But we just knew he was dope. He was just a good dude, right? And he has that thing, right? And people would say, well, something about that guy, right? And now, of course, we can define those things. So I appreciate you being able to bring that and articulate those words for us right now.
Appreciate you, brother.
All right. Well, thank you, Chukundi. I know next week you host the Mother's Justice Show. So
yes, indeed. Yeah. So folks tuning in, be sure to come back next week. We're going to be talking about a lot of the amazing work that's happening around the Black Legacy Homeowner Network and how folks can get involved.
Love it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Chukundi. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye
thank
now.
you. Bye now.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to hit you, D.
All right. Wow. Well, we'll just go. We got one more piece of music here.
You got some more music for me?
We do. We got Luther, so we can play. You can take a little break here on Mother's Justice Show, and we'll play Luther coming back. That was one. You're so amazing. So yeah. All right. So this is the Mother's Justice Show on 11:50 a.m. KKNW. Our / birthday party for Hiram. Thanks.
The Mother's Justice Show is brought to you by H.G. Walden and the Virtues Healing Circles. Join us for Wisdom and Wellness with Reverend Walden, a monthly virtual and in-person healing circle that focuses on community healing and growth. Learn more at virtueshealing.com. That's virtueshealing.com. Also, be sure to join our healing group on Facebook. Again, visit us at virtueshealing.com today.
Tell your friends about Alternative Talk 1150.
Good afternoon. You're listening to the Mother's Justice Show on 11:50 a.m. KKNW. I'm your host, Reverend Walden. It's my joy to be on there. And if you're listening, this is a different kind of show today. It's Hiram's birthday. Hiram was my oldest son. He passed away in 2005. So we just dedicating the show to him. And he loved Luther. So it's so amazing. It's amazing that we can celebrate his life here. And amazing to have Deaunte here with me the whole time. And I don't know if Omari going to make it in or not, but we always bring Omari in the circle because that was his baby brother, and he loved him. And And for the first 2 years, first few years, my feet didn't touch the ground, and Hiram carried him everywhere because he said, "That's my little man, my little man." And so he loved Hiram. So he did. He loved Omari. So anyway, I will just know that Omari is holding space wherever he can right now. You might be busy. Okay, yeah.
Absolutely. And like we started a show, for some of you viewers who don't know, called We Live in Color.
Right.
We got 24 episodes that we've done. I'm going to be working on some more stuff next year, but it highlights Black LGBTQ community members. And our first episode, we both have talked about this as our favorite episode because we had an opportunity to remember some of the community members that we've lost. And the show is such a great therapeutic space for a lot of our folks. And I just know that it was really dear to O's heart. And I just really appreciate the community folks that have viewed it and the work that we're going to continue to do.
Right.
This thing converge, but with the other organizations, POCAN, ART, the task force as well, and it's just continuing just to create space for our folks, but also encouraging people to say their names.
Yeah, to say their name. And that's what we do. See, we know that the African proverb says, it's no death as long as you call their names.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we let people be gone too long and don't remember them or don't call their names, because when you call their name, things happen in your life. They show up more. I mean, that you run into people who remember them. It's a whole cascade of things. I be someplace and say, "Oh yeah, I went to school with Hiram." I mean, it's amazing how people will remember when you allow yourself to remember, but you have to remember, because then other people pick up your energy and they say, "Oh yeah, you Hiram's ball." Oh, I went to school, but I was at Garfield when Hiram, I graduated. I mean, because and that kind of stuff. So they might not have been in the same grade with Hiram, but they remembered Hiram because he was flamboyant, number one, and he didn't take no. So number two, so it's a lot of reasons why they would remember Hiram. So
and not remembering the pain, remembering the joy.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. That's right. That's right.
So lean into that joy. That joy.
That's right. That's right. And if he was here right now, he would be really glad to know that Mothers for Police Accountability has been going 33 years. After police beat my kids up, and in fact, I got grandkids, and most of them are grown except for Chukundi's son. He's a senior at Franklin, and then Omari has a daughter. I now have a granddaughter down in Houston, Victoria. She's in middle school. So, but it's amazing. The cycle of life goes on, and then that's what we have to look forward to. So, I just want to give a shout out again for Mother's Justice Breakfast. It's going to be November 9th at the Esquire Club on Rainier Avenue, and from 7 to 9. And please go to Mother's website. It's Mothers, Mothers for Police Accountability.org, and purchase a ticket there. You can do that online. We love to see you there. All right. We just love to see you. But I appreciate you. I appreciate your ability to be flexible. And we agree sometimes on issues, and sometimes we don't. But I
was telling somebody else that they were like, "Well, we'll come up against another issue." I was like, "We are never against. We literally come together every time. Just because we might not agree on everything, but you are a community compass." Right. If we all can have the same direction, we all want community to be great.
Right. But there's no permanent enemies, and there's no permanent. It's about issues, see. Right. And sometimes we can agree on the issues, but at the end of the day, we're not against one another. I mean, I live it. A Kabir Kabir say your children are your children. They come from you, but not to you. You can never live in their house because they live in a house of tomorrow. So I recognize that, and so the way I see the world. And sometimes you live long enough, you say, "Well, Mother Walden sure had that right then," that kind of stuff. So, well, listen, it's been a pleasure for you to be on with me today. I'm celebrating Hiram's life, his birthday, and his joy. I really appreciate that. And as I said, Chukundi said last week when he left, he's going to be hosting Mother's Justice Show next Monday. He gets the last Monday of the month. And again, go get your tickets to come to Mother's Justice Breakfast. I'll see you in the community, okay?
I'll see you. Love you.
I love you too. You've been listening to the Mother's Justice Show on 1150 a.m. KKNW. It's my joy to be on there. Hope you tune in next year and check out our podcast, okay? And say happy birthday to Hiram, y'all.
Happy birthday, Hiram.
Thank you.